I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about, can I ever love them the same? You know, one of the things that I hear often is after a breakup, a lot has happened, maybe things have been said, things have been done, things that you never thought your ex could say or do. It plays out, and at some point we ask ourselves, can I really love them the same after all of these things happened? We got a quick little email today, and then we're going to be talking about this because I think it's a good topic. They said, "Hi Craig, I'm a huge fan of the channel and amazed by all the content you put out. You truly have changed my life." Thank you so much for saying that. "I have a question that I don't think you've answered before, and I don't know if we have. Do you think that if we get back with our exes, that we can ever love them the same?" And I posed this question to you because I thought, you know, this is a good one we should talk about. And you said right off the bat, absolutely.
Yes, you can. However, the issues have to truly be resolved. Okay? Which means that everybody has to take full responsibility for whatever they did or said.
Yes.
Okay? Not give it lip service, and I've heard, I don't know how many times, I take full responsibility for this, and you know not one syllable of that is true. But, I mean, people have to absolutely acknowledge and own what they did. And you'll hear people say, well, why are we talking about the past? Why can't we just go on from here? Because if we don't talk about the past, it will come with us. It will find a way, and it will end up in our kitchen.
Yeah.
So if your partner was unfaithful, your partner has to acknowledge that without minimizing it. I did it, but I only did it once, and I only saw her one time, and I was kind of drunk, and, you know. No, I did it. I knew I was cheating, and I did it. And I am so sorry. I wasn't thinking at the time of how hurtful this would be for you. But all those things have to be talked about, see the light of day, be owned and processed. If you do that, then you will be at a different level of intimacy anyway, and you probably can love again. But you can't forgive something that a person doesn't really own.
Yes. Say that again, Margaret.
Okay, you can't forgive something that a person doesn't really own. Okay? So as long as your partner's being honest and acting like a grown-up and not trying to minimize what they did. Minimization is a real problem. But I only did it once. You know, all those little words that try and minimize the import of it. What you need to hear is, I did it, I own it, I'm sorry I did it.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about how hurtful it would be.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, a lot of people will say things like, well, you know, how could I ever go back and things go back to being the same? How could I ever trust them again after they broke up with me? How could I ever trust this relationship or this person after they were able to walk away? Well, one of the things that you have to really be honest with yourself about is, should they have walked away? In other words, did they ask you to work on a particular area 500 times and you didn't do it?
Right.
You ignored them, you dismissed their needs, you neglected them over and over and over again? Were they obligated to stay with you just because, you know, you were in a relationship?
No.
No. I mean, think about it. What if you told them that they needed to repair something 500 times and they didn't care, they didn't listen, they dismissed it, they blew it off. Wouldn't you be frustrated and agitated and just in a constant state of frustration, maybe even anger towards them?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want to continue that? You would want to leave too.
Right.
And so you've got to really assess your situation.
You really got to act like a grown-up here to make this one work. There's no backing down on the grown-upness of this. And being a grown-up is not easy. And it means we own our behavior.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and once you've owned it, really no one can beat you over the head with it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, but if you've minimized it and, you know, you really did it 10 times and you're only owning the time you got caught, it's not going to work.
You know, just because somebody enters a relationship with you, it doesn't mean they're obligated to spend the rest of their life with you, and it doesn't mean that they're obligated to give you another chance.
No, it doesn't.
I know that it may be really hard to hear that.
Yeah, but it's true.
But it is the truth.
Yeah.
They're not obligated to give you another chance. They're not.
No, they're not.
Okay? The hard truth is that anybody could walk away for any reason or no reason.
Which is why you got to be careful, and take it slowly when you get into a relationship.
Yes.
Don't move too fast. Because anytime you get into a relationship, you risk a major loss. Anytime you invest in somebody, you know, seriously, romantically, intimately, you risk a loss. So make sure you've thought of that before you move ahead.
You want to put yourself in a position where you're mentally healthy and able to not only meet somebody else's needs, but to stay in a situation that's good for you and that's going to help you thrive and be happy, as opposed to a situation where you're with a partner that's bringing you down or dragging you down. And you got to be able to walk away from unhealthy situations.
Yes, you do.
And that's not always easy to do.
Yes, you do. And there are certainly situations where people swear up and down they will never repeat the behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But they then do.
Yes, that is a big one.
That's a big one. And then you would be perfectly within your rights to say, if I decide to give you another chance, you're going to have to earn it back. Nothing is free for you anymore.
Yes. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you've lied to your partner 5 times and they say, if you lie to me again, I'm done. Are they obligated to give you another chance? No. They're not.
No.
So that's why you always want to focus on being someone's best option.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Being the best version of yourself. And so they're going to be less likely to leave you. And they're going to be more likely to want you back when you have showed that you really have changed. And that takes time and effort. It's not going to magically happen. Okay? And I keep trying to emphasize that because, you know, I hate seeing you guys put yourself in a position where you make some growth, you make some changes, then you go back to your old ways, and then the next thing you know, your ex pops back up into your life, and well, guess what? You've forgotten everything that you learned 3 or 4 months ago, or whatever it was. And then, you know, you don't get that chance that you really wanted.
Right.
Because you don't want to assume that they're never going to come back. It's safer to assume that at some point they will come back.
Right.
If they don't, you've done a tremendous amount of work, and it's only going to improve your life. If they don't, at that point, I'm sure, get to a place where you're so healthy and you're doing so well that you're going to be dating all kinds of incredible people that you've never dated before. You know? But, of course, there's going to be difficulties recovering from a breakup.
Right.
And you may be hurt or angry or betrayed. Maybe they cheated on you.
Yeah.
Maybe they lied to you. Maybe they were hiding things from you. Believe me, you're going to see a lot of that behavior after a breakup. I cannot tell you how many times I will talk to people and their ex will lie straight to their face. Mm-hmm. Like, sometimes they'll lie to you about why they're breaking up with you. Sometimes they're lying to you about cheating on you. Sometimes they've broken up with you and they want to date other people, and they are dating other people, and you know it, but they're lying to you about it. Well, maybe they're saying it because they don't want to hurt you, or maybe they want to keep you as a backup.
That happens. That absolutely happens.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you've got to be careful what you believe. And remember, those hormones that love kicks off say, ignore that red flag. Don't pay any attention to that red flag. Everything will be fine tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think what we're trying to say, and obviously every situation is different. Yes, maybe there are situations where somebody's done something so unforgivable that you might not be able to love them the same.
And if you can't, you can't, and you need to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you act like an adult, if you learn to communicate better, if you can identify the problem areas and work through them, if you can figure out what it was that was lacking in the relationship or the needs that you weren't meeting for your partner, can you meet them?
Yep.
Is it something that you can do different? Because maybe it's something that you don't want to do.
And don't get yourself in that position.
Exactly. You know, are you willing to look at yourself and take feedback that you may have heard from maybe Margaret or me or
your partner?
Or your partner, and looking at your other partners and changing that. You know, it's just difficult sometimes when you're hurting so badly to think, okay, I don't know if I can take this person back because of what they did, or feeling incredible amounts of guilt, and, you know, being angry at them for leaving you.
Yes, and that can happen. And again, you've got to be honest about that. I still want to have a life with you, but you need to understand that I'm not going to trust you for at least a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? And you've just got to be upfront about it. And if you don't respect somebody enough to tell them the truth, don't make a commitment to them.
Yeah. And I think the anger is a big thing. And just like your ex has every right, or anybody has any right to walk away from any relationship, you have the right to be angry at them for doing it to you.
And that's absolutely fine. And I think that's one of the reasons why things get swept under the rug. We're going to get back together. Everything is rosy. We don't want to fight. But you can't skip a step. It'll stay under the proverbial rug. You know, making lumps.
So, it will take time. It will take effort. But that does not mean that the relationship cannot go from where it was to even something that is better than it ever was.
Yeah, but if there are going to be trust issues, and I think that's the big one here.
Yeah.
That's got to be right out on the table.
Yeah. But in time, you can rebuild a relationship in just about any circumstance if you're willing to do it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you do want to, and you say, you know what, I love this person enough that I can forgive this or work through it, as long as we're acting like an adult and, you know, really dealing with it, then yeah.
But if it happens again, you're in really deep trouble.
Yeah. Especially if you're the one that made the mistake.
Don't mess with it. Yeah. And, you know, and if you're the wronged party, don't bring it up every 10 minutes either.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every, you know, time that it happens, or if it's something small, like a smaller, you don't want to keep going down that road. You have to try and work through it.
Or if every time you have a fight it comes up, and remember the time you...
Yeah, that's not easy. But, you know, problems can be worked through.
Yes.
Right? Because, you know, we're dealing with two people that make mistakes.
We're human.
Yep. We have bad days. We do bad things sometimes to each other, to the people we love. And, you know, sometimes those things can be repaired and forgiven. Sometimes they can't.
Right.
And it's a personal decision. And two people get to make it. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So when you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Margaret is here for Skype coaching.
Yes, feel free to talk with me and I'll remember every word you said.
She probably will. Just click on Margaret on the top of the website to sign up with her. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.